supporting all of this non-constitutional, unconstitutional nonsense. I'm not the smartest one out there, but I'm smart enough to know stupid, and I'll vote against stupid every time. You know, the Tea Parties are great because we have folks show up all across the nation that are actually standing up against the nonsense. You know, we've got the good doctor here who tells us that the health care has nothing to do with health or care. We've got Harvey Howard, who's been out preaching for decades now that we need a smaller federal government and that we need to pay attention to our Constitution and pay attention to what's going on around us. We've got volunteers from all walks of life here. We've got Brock Hill back here. Brock is one of our good people. He represents the county mayor, and he shows up for our tea parties. We don't see Lincoln Davis here, do we? If you go to my website, you can see a little video of Lincoln Davis dodging the issues, pulling out his little Medicard, talking about his grandson, and what looks to be threatening the people with his Dillon, which I guess is some expensive weapon. I'm glad he's an NRA supporter. I'm glad he's pro-life, but I'm not glad that he's my representative. I think it's time to replace him. Nancy Pelosi snuck the health care bill through the House, but that's not the end of it. We've still got to make it through the Senate. So light up the phones. Make sure that these congressmen know that we're against this. It's not that we're against health care reform. Lord knows we need it. But if it mentions nothing about tort reform in it, then it is not health care reform. The cap and trade bill, hey, I love the environment too, but this has nothing to do with the environment. It has to do with destroying our country. It has to do with eliminating jobs. It has to do with socialist takeover. Got a little... I fell off my motorcycle, so my shoulder's not working just all 100% yet. As far as Veterans Day, I'm a 10-year veteran myself. God bless the veterans. God bless the troops that are active today. All the families and friends of the veterans. Without the veterans, you know, there is no freedom. And we seem to take freedom very lightly nowadays. Here's a couple of old quotes. We sleep safe in our beds because rough men stand ready in the night to visit violence upon those who would do us harm. George Orwell. It's true. Another one, Thomas Paine. These are the times that try men's souls. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will in this crisis shrink from the service of his country. But he that stands it now deserves the love and thanks of man and woman. Tyranny like hell is not easily conquered. Yet we have this consolation with us, that the harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. Thomas Paine. I'm not going to stay up here very long, but I do want to mention the Fort Hood shootings. That's an act of Islamic terrorism. Yes. That is an act of Islamic terrorism. Yes. I am not politically correct. I am politically conservative. It's an act of Islamic terrorism. There were 13 soldiers killed, actually 14 if you take the unborn baby that was in the womb of one of those women killed. And I consider the unborn to be living, as well as anyone that stands up against abortion. We need to take our government back. We can do that one congressional district at a time. We need to stand up and be Americans. We need to not fear speaking out against fascism, Marxism, socialism, communism, or Islamic terrorists. Until we stand up and stop worrying about what someone will say, then we are just little puppets on their string, and they will take away your guns, they will take away your rights, they will take away your freedoms. It's happening every day. Let's put an end to that. Folks, my name's Don Strong. Thank you.